Hey everybody, Sarah here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in 2020 my country going for the general replanning achievement. This is to move 500 buildings. I'm going to recommend that you do this with a building that's going to not take up too much space, so make sure you head in to build. I'm going to recommend you look for something in the tourism tab called the Chase Lounge, which is basically going to be a beach chair. Make sure you buy a ton of those and make sure you try to pop them down somewhere. So just look for a big open space and then just make sure you put them down. You want to make sure you are a little organized with this. I'm going to recommend you do this in a 2 by however long you want row. And then as soon as you get that down, you should have an easier time of moving these. But you can use any neat shape that you want. You can use a giant circle if you really want to. It's going to all be up to personal preference. Whatever shape you do decide on, I'm going to recommend that you leave some space as we are going to need room to move stuff around later. So make sure you have something that looks a little something like this. Make sure you try to maximize the amount of space that you are working with. That way, this is going to take way less time, but just make sure you try to get them down and make sure you have some room to move stuff around later on. So once everything is in place, you are going to head back to the build menu. You want to make sure you click on the construction hat. Once you click on that, you should be able to click on the move tool, which is going to be the second thing in the menu. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure you start moving all of the buildings one at a time. So I'm going to recommend starting on one side and then going to the opposite side and just keep switching back and forth. That way you aren't going to be super cluttered with the interface. So just make sure you keep moving everything one spot, and then each one you move is going to count one towards the achievement. Once everything has been moved once, in order to save your progress, you want to make sure you click on the check mark in the bottom right. That's basically going to move the achievement tracker up however many things you moved, and then once you have that saved, you're just going to go back to the construction hat, click on that, click on the move tool again, and just move everything back to its original spot, and you're just going to do this until you get the achievement. So it's going to be a little bit on the grindy side, however this is going to be the best way to do it. Should take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes doing it this way, but it's going to depend on how many you laid out previously. But just make sure you move everything, and always click that check mark once everything has been moved so you can save your progress and start making that tracker budge. But nonetheless, once you get enough of these in, you should be good for your achievement. So just make sure you grind it out, and then you should be good for it once it's all said and done. So after move number 500, you should be good for the achievement. There it is. It's going to be for 30 gamer score. And that's all there is to it.